procrastination.com. Let's dive right into it. There are 5 mistakes that we make that hold us back. And if you want to turn your mistakes into miracles, here's what you do. I'm going to list the mistakes, and then I'm going to tell you how you can correct it and how you can make the changes that you need to make. All right. So the first mistake that most of us make is looking for the perfect time to do something. Perhaps it's to start a business. Perhaps it's to go back to school. Perhaps it's to do something. Perhaps it's a dream of yours that you've been putting off for a long time because you're waiting for the perfect time. The best time to get started is right now. The best time to get started is not yesterday, it's not tomorrow, but it's today. So stop putting it off and know that there will never be a perfect time. You will always feel that you're inadequately prepared, or you just don't have enough experience or enough resources and so on. So the perfect time is right now. The second mistake that most of us make is that we allow people to dump their opinions, especially the dream killers. We allow their opinions, their comments to hold us back, and we think about it. As much as we say, well, I don't really care about what people, the naysayers say. I don't really care about what the people who don't want me to succeed say, but to be honest, we do think about it at times, right? We replay it in our minds. So be very, very careful of dream killers, because when dream killers have access to this, they will have access to this. And when they have access to this, they can kill your dreams. Mike Murdoch talks about dream seeds. Dream seeds have the potential to become something magnificent. Shift your finances for the better. So be careful of dream killers. Don't listen and don't dwell on what dream killers say. Now, number 3, the third mistake that many of us make is procrastination. Although I covered that in the first one, but I think procrastination is one of the biggest mistakes that most of us make. I read a line many years ago that said, procrastination has robbed us of too many opportunities. Too many opportunities. And if you can be honest with me here, just raise your hands. You can just raise your hands or type 1 and just let me know if this applies to you. If being honest, just looking back over your life, were there times where you felt like because you procrastinated, you missed out on an opportunity? Perhaps it was a dream job. Perhaps it was an opportunity, a business opportunity that you never were able to get because you procrastinated. If that applies to you, just type 1 for me to let me know. But I've procrastinated many times, too many to share here. I regret it, and I am learning from my mistakes. I'm learning from that mistake there of procrastinating. Do not procrastinate. Now, here's what I do. I think about my goals. I think about the outcome that I want. I think about how I will feel and the lives that will be impacted as a result of me achieving that goal. So that helps me to go through those times when I feel like procrastinating or when I want to procrastinate. All right. Now, the fourth mistake that many of us make is that we assume life will be the same. The fourth mistake is that we assume that everything is going to remain the same. Hey, good to see you. That we assume that everything is going to remain the same, and that's a big problem because when you assume everything is going to be the same, then you're not going to make the necessary changes that you need to make. Perhaps it's waking up earlier, or changing your diet, or spending more time with your family. Whatever that is for you, if you believe that, well, whatever I do, if I wake up early, or if I study, or if I read more, that things will remain, that things will not change and they'll remain the same. Well, the truth is, if you're thinking that way, you will never live the life that you want to live, the life that you desire to live. So avoid that mistake and know that no, it will not remain the same. You have the power to change your life. You have the power right now to change whatever your reality is, whatever you have in your present moment right now, you have the power to change it. I know this may be trite. It may be something that's said over and over. You probably heard it many times before, but you do have the power to change your life. And using that power and tapping into it and doing what needs to be done by you and only you can do, then great things will happen. You'll begin to see a change in your life. So again, the mistake here, the fourth mistake, is assuming that everything will remain the same. It won't remain the same. When you make the deliberate effort to change your life, it will change. When you do that, it will change. All right, number five is a major mistake that many of us make. And number 5 is comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others. In other words, you're constantly comparing yourself. You're saying, well, my house is not as big as that person's house, or my car is not as new as that person's car, and so on. And when you compare yourself, you are holding yourself back. You're limiting your greatness. You're limiting what's possible for you. You're limiting your destiny, your future, when you compare yourself. Here's the truth. Nobody is exactly like you. No one will ever be like you. You're the only you there will ever be. And anytime you try to be like someone else, although we can change, although we can emulate certain people, emulate certain qualities, good character traits that people have that have helped them to be successful. We can do that. But the moment we begin to say, well, my life, me, I'm not good enough, so I need to try to be that person, or I need to be exactly like her, I need to look like her, I need to act like her, and so on. So when we do that, we're actually saying that the Creator, who I believe is God, created something that wasn't adequate, that God created something that wasn't useful, that wasn't worthwhile. See, everything that God made, including yourself, was good. Everything He made was good. Everything He created was good. So I've heard this many times. God don't make no junk. When He created you, He threw the mold away. There will never be another you ever again. And when you understand that and you begin to study, you begin to meditate, pray, and just live life and experience life, you will realize that there is greatness within you. There is greatness within you. And when you tap into that greatness, yes, change does cost. When you tap into that greatness, you then will realize that there's no need for me to compare myself to others. I have so much potential. I have so much greatness within me that I have no time worrying about how someone is living or how someone is and competing with someone, saying that, well, they're better than me in this. I don't have time for that, because I haven't even tapped into my greatness. I haven't even explored all the possibilities that there are within myself, within my life. So when you realize that, you begin to see life differently. You don't see people as competitors. You see them human beings, great leaders, people who have great potential to succeed. So you're not going to be intimidated. You're not going to have sleepless nights thinking that, well, I don't think they'll like me. Well, when you understand your greatness, when you understand that you are unique, that there's no one like you, no one has your fingerprint, no one has your voice print, no one even has your brain print. In fact, no one is like you. You are blessed and highly favored. So stop comparing yourself to others. Now, let me also say this. I'm going to say this as a side note. You can use other people as references. Like, let's say if you're 30 years old, or if you're 35, for example, and you see another 35-year-old that perhaps started 2 or 3 businesses and you haven't started anything, zilch, or so you can use people as references for a level of success that you would like to attain in your life during that time. So I'm not saying to compare yourself, but you can use people. Hey, good to see you. You can use others as references, as benchmarks that you can follow. In other words, to say, okay, I'm doing pretty good. The average, or most people at the age of 35 have started this or have done that. You see what I'm saying? But when you compare yourself to other people and say, what, Why can't I have a new car? Or why can't I be married to someone like that person's spouse? Or why can't I have their kids, the type of kids they have, and so on? That's dangerous, 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 because no one is like you. You are blessed and highly favored. And you see, the same way that you're looking at other people thinking or wishing that you were like them, they're also people looking at you wishing that they were like you, wishing that they lived the same type of life that you're living. See, again, it's like a cycle. It's like a rat race that we're all in, and we're all trying to catch up with the Joneses. By the way, who are the Joneses? Now we don't say the Joneses, now we're saying the Kardashians. Really, do you really want to be like the Kardashians? Are you serious? Come on now. You're blessed, you're blessed, you're highly favored. You have a whole lot to offer. And I'll tell you, when you step into that, when you believe that, when you walk into it, when you stop making the mistake of comparing yourself to others, great things will happen. You've got what it takes. Let me give you a quick recap of the 5 mistakes that you need to avoid making. These 5 mistakes are holding you back from the life that you want. Number 1 is perfect timing. Number 2 is dream killers. Number 3 is procrastination. Number 4 is assuming life will be the same. And number 5 is comparing yourself to others. I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. Please do tap the screen. Let me know if you have received value. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. My name again is Nick Zizi from UnleashYourZebra.com, reminding you today to unleash your zebra. Be blessed.